Hello everyone, and welcome to County Perspective. This show focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the Frederick County community. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now let's start the show with our top news stories. The County Council recently approved a trimmed-down version of County Executive Fitzwater's budget for fiscal year 2024, which begins on July 1st of this year. The Council made some last-minute changes to the income tax rate. What do these changes mean for you? Well, if you earn $25,000 a year or less, you will see your tax rate drop starting January 1st of 2024. For people who make over $25,000 a year, your rate will depend on just how much you make and what tax filing status you use. Most people won't see any change. Here's how it breaks down. If you file your income tax as a single person, married but filing separately, or as a dependent, and you make between $25,000 and $150,000 a year, your tax rate won't change at all. People earning over $150,000 will see an increase from 2.96% to 3.2%. For couples who file their taxes jointly, nothing changes if your combined income is between $25,000 and $250,000 a year. Couples earning over $250,000 a year will see an increase from 2.96% to 3.2%. These new rates won't kick off until January of 2024. In an effort to support Frederick County's growing senior population, Montague Assisted Living Facility will soon shift to a service coordination model, providing essential services for more seniors to age in their homes. County Executive Jessica Fitzwater announced a change at the site where a new senior living facility will be built, emphasizing the importance of stable housing and service coordination for aging in place. The new model was recommended by local advocates, including Cindy Powell and Melanie Cox, who believe it will improve the quality of life for seniors and serve as a model for other jurisdictions.
Our senior population is increasing at the highest rate of any county in Maryland, and also higher than Maryland itself. At this time, we have more seniors in Frederick County than we have school-age children. Consequently, we need to address their needs because they are aging in place. Not all of us look the same. Some of us are well and healthy. Others of us have needs in the healthcare arena or in the social support system. Those social determinants of health are so extremely important for our seniors.
Aora Health Management will oversee the physical transition of assisted living services, ensuring a smooth process. The comprehensive plan also includes independent living units and additional beds at Citizens Care and Rehabilitation Center. Frederick County's Division of Fire and Rescue Services celebrated its exceptional members at the 2023 awards ceremony held at Frederick Community College on May 31st. The event recognized the dedication and bravery displayed by firefighters and emergency personnel throughout the year. Chief Tom Coe commended the recipients for their outstanding service and commitment to the community.
Let me congratulate our award recipients. I stand in awe of your individual and team performances. You have set the standard that the members of our organization strive to achieve. Be it a monumental act of heroism to save a life, or a simple act of kindness at just the right time, you make a positive difference in the lives of those that you serve every time you go out the door to answer a call for service.
The ceremony showcased the division's continuous efforts to ensure public safety and highlighted the selfless contributions of those heroes who go above and beyond the call of duty. On the last episode of County Perspective, we watched the first episode of Know Your County Council that focused on Council President Brad Young. Now it's time to check out episode number 2 that focuses on Council Member MC Keegan-Ayer. Let's check it out.
So I come from a background in public service. I worked on Capitol Hill for 10 years before I stayed home to raise my children. I got very involved in their schools, advocating for the schools and the students and the community. And I've just carried that forward onto the council, trying to advocate for communities who need help and helping them find their voice so that they can advocate for themselves. I got into politics actually by accident. When my children started school, I started realizing that some of our school facilities were not equitable with other facilities in the county. And I started advocating for those schools, those students, those communities, and it just snowballed. And in 2013, when Jan Gardner decided she was going to run for county executive, she reached out to me and asked me if I would be willing to run for the council to help her usher in this new charter government. That I had a background in legislation, and she wanted me to be part of the team. And it has continued to snowball since that time. We're going to have the biggest snowman going if this continues. There were some things that I had not been able to accomplish in my 4 years as president. President of the council is a full-time job, trying to coordinate everything that you need to coordinate for the day-to-day operations of the council. And I wasn't able to work on some of the legislation that I had intended to work on in those 4 years. So I would like to go back and work on that. But also, I enjoy being of service to the people in my community. I like being a public servant. I like helping them find their voice, helping them find ways to advocate for themselves, but also helping them find solutions to problems that they thought were insolvable. And so I just enjoy serving the public. I'd like to get back to my legislative roots. I like writing legislation. I like finding legislative solutions to problems. The last 4 years as president of the council, I have not had time to do that, and I would like to get back to writing legislation, finding legislative ways to fix problems. What I like to do when I'm not in the office working, which has been seldom in the last 4 years, but things I like to do to relax are gardening, reading. I enjoy hiking and kayaking. I took up kayaking a couple years ago. That's been great fun. And just getting outside. You know, my dad had a saying for us growing up, go outside and let the fresh air blow the stink off of you. When I'm stressed or I am terribly under pressure, if I can get outside and get some exercise and some fresh air, I always feel better, and it helps me reground myself and find solutions to problems that I might not have seen before. So my favorite part of Frederick County is probably the people. There's various geography and scenery all over the county, but my favorite part of Frederick County is the people. We have a very caring, very giving community. I have been in several different communities. I grew up in Washington, D.C. My family lived in College Park for a while. We lived in California. I have traveled around to different countries around the world and across the United States. And Frederick County has one of the most giving, caring communities that I've ever come across. And I am privileged and honored to be able to call Frederick County my home and to call these people my family. So I really think that my favorite part of Frederick County would be the people. In closing, I would have to say that I am really looking forward to the next 4 years with this new council. We have some younger, very energetic, very dynamic personalities coming onto the council. I am looking forward to being able to jump back into more of a legislative role. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years to see what kind of things we can accomplish to continue to move Frederick County forward and to be of service to the community and the people.
It's time for a short break, but when we come back, we'll see who our cute pet of the week is, the newest episode of Voices of Frederick County, and more. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Now it is time in the show to head on over to Frederick County's Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center to see who this episode's Pet of the Week is. Come on, let's go.
While he may be a little smaller than most, Ozzy is your typical 5-month-old puppy. He's playful, affectionate, and still working on those canine good manners. Ozzy is hearing impaired, which means some minor adjustments like using hand signals will be necessary for successful training. The good news, however, is that training hearing impaired dogs isn't any more difficult than working with their hearing counterparts. To learn more about Ozzy and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Throughout Frederick County's 275th anniversary year, FCG-TV has been showcasing a series called Voices of Frederick County, which highlights local residents for their achievements and the positive impacts they've made to the community.
Bicycling culture is booming in Frederick County, from scenic roads and bike-friendly commuting to racing historic high-wheel bikes in downtown Frederick. The latter is thanks to Eric Rhodes, a penny farthing enthusiast who brought an annual high-wheel bike race to Frederick in 2012. Eric also happens to be the principal at Lincoln Elementary School, which is celebrating its 100th year. This is his story.
Hi, my name is Eric Rhodes and I live in Frederick, Maryland in the beautiful community of Whittier. And I moved here in 2000. I graduated from Shippensburg University with a teaching degree and then got my master's at Hood College. Upon moving here, I met my beautiful wife Jeannie, actually at Brewer's Alley, and we were both from out of town, and so we started a family here. We have 2 kids in high school. After graduating from Shippensburg University, I then took a teaching job in Prince George's County, teaching first grade. Then I had the opportunity to move up to Frederick, where I was teaching first grade at South Frederick Elementary School, which is an amazing school with a beautiful community. And then I got a master's at Hood College in reading specialization, became a literacy specialist at Monocacy Elementary School, and then worked at central office for a few years. And then after South Frederick then changed their name to Lincoln Elementary School, I had the opportunity to come back as an assistant principal, and I have been there since for now 6 years, and 4 of those years have been a principal at Lincoln Elementary School. So back in 2017, when I came there again for the second time as an assistant principal, there's just something very, very special about that community. There's a long history about Lincoln Elementary School as well. This year we're actually approaching our 100th year, and so we'll be celebrating the centennial of Lincoln Elementary as well. But again, the multi-generations that live or have gone to school at Lincoln is just really impressive. Hearing the history and then also trying to honor that history while we still make history there as well. So the community is amazing, the staff is amazing, extremely dedicated and passionate, but most of all the kids are pretty amazing as well. One of the reasons I moved to Frederick was because of the beautiful mountains. Even 20 years ago, it seemed like a bicycle-friendly town, but it has increased so much over the years and become even more bicycle-friendly. And so when I'm not at Lincoln Elementary School as a principal, I do try to find time to take advantage of all the beauty of Frederick County, in addition to the bicycle friendliness that it provides. Years ago, back in 2010, I was commuting back and forth on a high wheel, a penny farthing bicycle, and then had the opportunity to race in England, in Manchester, England, at a race called the Great Knutsford Race. And so had such a blast. I went there with 2 of my buddies, and we said, why is there anything like this in, let alone Frederick, but in the United States? And so we said 2 years later, we would start this race. And so my wife and I co-founded and co-race direct the National Cluster Spires High Wheel Race. So knowing that we love Frederick so much, knowing we love the historic area of downtown Frederick too, we thought, what a better place. It is the ideal place to go ahead and provide this race with the beautiful historic backdrop. These bicycles are 140 years old, even though we're celebrating our 275th within Frederick. And so what's nice about it is that our first year we had about 20 some racers. about 22, and now we're in the 50s. So we over doubled our racers over the past 9 races. And now it's not just races in the Mid-Atlantic, DC, Virginia, Pennsylvania area, it's also now international. And so people are actually flying from Sweden and Germany and the UK, all this just to come to Frederick and then also race within this race. And so it is a pretty amazing race. But I think one of the beautiful things about it is what it does provide for our community. There's a lot of, families. It's a family-friendly event, and there's just a lot of spectators. And so it's nice over the years to be able to see familiar faces coming back every year to go ahead and cheer on, whether it's their favorite racer or just the event in general. So the race is a labor of love for my wife and me. What's pretty symbolic about it as well is, one, I met her in Frederick. We both love historic downtown, but we also met at Brewers Alley, like I had mentioned, and that's where our start and finish is. And so from day one, Brewers Alley has been a wonderful sponsor for us as one of our title sponsors, but then also Visit Frederick. The race would be really hard to put on in addition to the other sponsors that provide support as well. And so again, it takes the community to go ahead and grow a community event. And so it's been really, hopefully reciprocal, is that we can go ahead and give as they give to us. So we're very excited to bring yet again another highway race to our Frederick community, and someone who can provide you even more details than I can is my wife, Jeannie.
Yeah, so we've got our 9th annual National Clustered Spires Highway Race on Saturday, July 15th. We're really excited. It'll start at noon and it'll run to about 3 p.m. And what you'll see is 53 racers from around the world coming to Frederick in the heart of downtown Frederick, and they'll be riding in the race course loop with the roads shut down, and only a few times a year do you get to see Frederick Street shut down for an event like this. And we'll have spectators, we'll have a lawn garden party over by City Hall. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you come and check it out.
See you there.
Okay, it is time in the show to find out what activities county divisions and departments are hosting in the next few weeks in this episode's calendar of events. Now, if you'd like to find out more about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, visit frederickcountymd.gov. This episode of County Perspective is coming to an end, but before we go, I want to mention just a few more important pieces of news. Residents and businesses can now take advantage of discounted solar installation rates through the Capital Area Solar Switch Purchasing Cooperative. This innovative program leverages group buying power to allow participants to access solar energy systems at a discounted rate. This program is organized by Solar United Neighbors, a national nonprofit dedicated to reducing barriers and increasing access to affordable solar technology. Qualified solar installers will compete for the co-op's business in an auction held on June 21st. Offers will be evaluated to secure competitively priced solar packages for participants. Those who wish to take part can register up until August 30th. The more people that sign up before the June 21st auction, the better, because it will create lower project rates. The Capital Area Solar Switch program offers a unique opportunity for participants to learn about and install rooftop solar panels, battery storage, and electric vehicle charging stations. Participants will reap numerous benefits from these renewable energy systems, including significant cost savings on energy bills, increased property value, decreased air pollution, and a smaller carbon footprint. For more information about the program, visit the Capital Area Solar Switch website at solarswitch.com/en/Maryland/home. If you'd like assistance or inquiries, contact Division of Energy and Environment Program Administrator Lindsay Humphrey at lhumphrey@frederickcountymd.gov. When plumbers come out to unclog your pipes, it can be an expensive problem to fix, and no one wants backup in their pipes. If you want to prevent backups, clogs, and other plumbing issues, you need to protect your pipes. Some useful tips in protecting your pipes are: don't put fats, oils, and grease down your drain. Don't flush baby wipes and personal wipes. And don't flush unwanted medications, because this pollutes our waterways and harms the environment. If you want to learn more about how to protect your pipes, visit protectyourpipes.org. Well, everyone, that wraps up this episode of County Perspective. And if you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the county, follow Frederick County on social media. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Take care, everybody.